Everybody, once again, it's time for Off the Top Sportscast. I'm John, and that guy right there is Roy. And Roy, I have our subject today, and it's one of our favorite subject, the Orlando Magic. Let's go, baby. We are on, and we are going strong. We are currently third in the East. Roy, you actually called it at the All-Star break. You were telling me when we talked about where we could get. I remember I just wanted to be out of the play-in at like number 6. That was my striving for my goal. And you thought different. You thought we could make a run.
I still think right now we're coming up against the Bucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
We beat the Bucks. Yeah, it was early, but that makes it even better for us because that means we're more seasoned. The exciting thing about watching the Magic play right now is that they're having fun. When you look at just recently, the other night, Ingles took a charge. He turns around, swings around to the bench. He's pumping his fist. The bench is pumped up. This is a bench player. When you look at Mo playing good offense, playing good defense, this is a bench player. So this is the advantage. I think you're talking, we have some big players. Even Aaron Gordon went up and really talked about that the Magic's looking good and they have a good direction. They have a good young team. He's probably kicking himself because he probably sees that if he would have been here, the veteran on this team, he probably would have not been just looking at one ring, which he's probably going to only win and get booted this year, and probably could win multiple with the Magic. Not that he would have took us, but he's a good defender. He's a good off the board rebounder. Of course, you could always use those type of players. But the thing with the Magic is they are enjoying playing together. And right now, what's the schedule left? They got Milwaukee. They got Philly. They got Milwaukee again. Then they got the playoffs. So really, what do we need to do? We need to
sweep Milwaukee.
We need to beat Philly. We can't let them beat us. And we need to beat Milwaukee at least one game because they got to win at least 3 straight. If we could win 2 to be ahead of us. Right? Yeah. So if we could sweep all 3 games, great. I don't think it's going to happen. But a lot of teams now, what is their mentality? Their mentality is let's rest.
Right.
The Magics are not looking at that way. They're looking at, we want to stay we got young guys. They don't need to rest. They're going to stay as primed as possible. So again, the Magic have a good opportunity to possibly just skip over Milwaukee and be in a position that we have not been in years. So I want to hear, go Magic!
So I'm going to tell you right now, I'd be happy holding third, but I would be ecstatic to get number 2. Yeah. And, the thing is that at the bottom of the East is all the guys who was at the top of the East to begin the year. So there's not going to be a easy run in these playoffs for the Magic. Right now in the play-in tournament, we got Miami, 76ers, Indy, and Atlanta.
Well, right now, look, Atlanta's in a play-in, Chicago's in a play-in. You got right now, they got the Pacers at 6 playing the Magic. So, well, listen, I'll take, even though the Pacers, man, another good, dangerous team, that really can light up any day. But I'd rather take them than the Bucks being number 2 at this moment. See, that's where we want to be. Because if we be in number 2, then we're going to wait for the Sixers and the Heat. So what do you think, John? What is our chances with the playoffs? Do you see us one and done, or do you see us possibly winning a playoff series? Let's say we play in Atlanta.
I think we have a really good shot to make some noise in the playoffs. And the reason I think we can make some noise in the playoffs is simple. We are the second best defense in the league. every one of our guys is hustling and playing defense, and that makes such a difference. And when a guy like Jonathan Isaac comes off the bench and plays the way he plays, when he's getting blocks and when he's contributing on offense and rebounds, and he's such a long, lanky, fast defender, when he's giving us what he can, there's not a team that I go, oh, we can't defend this team. Yeah, we're going to have a little bit problems with a guy like Embiid. So does the whole league, but I like our chances. I take our chances at just about 40% against anybody. And then if you tell me the team, it goes to 50, 55%, I think we can win a series for sure. And I'm hoping that if we can win one series, we can win two series, and then we'll see what happens, who we face at that time.
Yeah, you think of, looking at the playoffs, we're in the big leagues now. The Boston, New York, Bucks, Cleveland, Pistons. I mean, the Indiana Pacers. These are teams, when you look at, they have legacies. They've been in championship. Magic, we've been in one. Two championships?
Yeah. With Shaq and then with Dwight.
That we were in the NBA Finals?
Yeah.
Championship?
We played Houston Rockets with Shaq, and we played the Lakers with Dwight.
Really?
Yeah. We got swept with Shaq, and with Dwight, we won one game against Kobe in 2009.
But we got swept.
No, we won one game. It's our first ever NBA Finals win. Yeah, we won one game. We won one game in the finals in our Magic history because we got swept with Shaq.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, man.
Don't believe me? I can't believe it, man.
So really, when you look at the Magic's playing the Lakers, it wasn't. Now that I didn't remember that, it was not that bad of a game. They got swept the first 75-100, but other than that, it was fairly close game. Fairly close games.
Yeah, it was competitive. Yeah. So and you know what I think is, I look at what Miami did last year, and I say, why not us? Why can't we get hot? Why can't we catch a team that starts to just play badly at the wrong time, that gets an injury at the wrong time against us? You think that anybody thought Boston was going to play that way against Miami last year? No. So if we can catch fire, it's more about us staying defensively sound and doing what we can do, and then just seeing how the chips fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really does. And seeing how teams, not every team, again, I say that, Milwaukee, they may rest, but they don't want to fall out of that second spot either. So they may not rest. They still got 3 games left, 2 of which they're playing us, which they're going to play hard, that they don't want to lose. And it takes one injury on either side, one injury that can change the course of their playoffs.
Yeah.
One injury for everybody.
And, I think one of our advantages this year, early in the season, is that we did have those injuries, like we talked about, and it brought this team together because a lot of role players played big roles and played well for us.
Yep.
And I think that confidence that the guys were able to see in each other, having to depend on other guys that they didn't think, having to depend on Suggs, having to depend on Cole, having to depend on Mo, Anthony Black for big minutes. You know what I mean? That brought the confidence up. And I like our second unit. I don't think we have a unit that when we bring them all in, we fall off the map with anything, be it defensively or offensively. And that's a great thing to see.
Yes. Yeah. I think you're right. And you think about what we've seen. Suggs, consistent, came out. Isaac, really the first year in years that the guy played a season. Yeah, they managed that a little bit. Fultz, again, yeah, he had some, but man, pretty consistent. You look at all the bench players that have been playing and what they've been showing this year. Houston had some big games this year, shooting threes.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been very surprised with the team. Now, different question is, will the team look the same next year? That's a different question. But right now, for what we got, I think they could get through the first round of the playoffs. Now, the second round, that's going to be a little bit of a dogfight who they fight. Some of these teams, may have our number, but it's to get them in the playoffs to get this experience. You can't beat experience.
And and I'll say this, there's not one team, 1 through 10, that we haven't beat this season.
That's true.
There's not one team that's just run us out of the building in the East.
Yeah.
So we have confidence because we have put on tape what we can do against these guys. We got on tape what we can do against Boston. We got on tape what we can do against Milwaukee. We got on tape what we could do against Philly. We got on tape what we could do against Miami. So there's not any surprises that we're going to walk into this building and be shocked to see what we saw. You know what I mean? And if you remember those Pacer games early in the season, it took Tyrese Halliburton heroics to beat us in a very close game. Now, when it's a series, that changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think right now this is going to be exciting. This is going to be TV to watch. I think if you're a Magic fan, I think what we got to do is get behind them. I think the arena, the Kia Arena, is going to be packed.
Yes.
I think it's going to be packed. So if you're a Magic fan, support.
Absolutely. Get out there, get your swag on. I got some new Magic hats I can't wait to wear. I'm going to try and catch a game. We got to get out there, support our local guys, talk them up on your podcast, talk them up on social media, take your pictures, play that song, hit that like button for them because we want our boys to feel it. We want them to feel the energy in Orlando. What it really feels like when Orlando is at its best is when Orlando Magic are winning. Those were some great years when Dwight was and the Magic were really good in the East. The team was alive. The city was alive. And it can be that way again. And I'm hoping that if we do all those things, that we can cultivate a culture that we can keep these guys and bring in guys that help us get over the top.
Yeah. If we score over 100 points in the playoffs, does we still get Papa John's Pizza, the discount?
It always comes down to food with you.
Think about the playoffs. We're in the playoffs. It's going to extend that discount. That's a great deal. I just, there's a lot of benefits to them making the playoffs. And Papa John's may be one. I used to have the app on the phone. I don't know if I still do. It's pretty cool. You get to track the car as it's coming to your house. You get to see it. They should make an Orlando Magic. You see the magic. But anyway, when that said, Magic going to take first round of the playoffs.
You're way too excited.
I am. I think it's a great deal. Magic going to win the playoffs first round. I said it. Let it be done. Let it be said. Mark it. Write it down. I don't really care who we play. We're going to play New York Knicks. What do they got? They got injured players. They're out. We're going to play Cavs. Listen, that's going to be a hard team, but we could beat them. Indiana, I don't say sweep, but I say we win the series. I give you this. I think they win a game. The Pacers win only one. One game.
I like your confidence.
Mark it down. They only win one. and then we'll get ready for whoever else comes that way, and I'll predict it. Make it happen. All right, John, as always, man, what do we do? How do we close it? What do we want?
Talk to a stranger about the magic today.
Magic today. Subscribe, like it, put it. Magic going all the way.